Good morning everyone, and thank you for joining in this presentation of results phase 6 of LatinNCAP. It's the second presentation of the year. We are going to present 6 different sets of results, and this is the second one of the phase 6. We're going to start now with the results. LatinNCAP had tested two new cars, and we have updated the result of one vehicle tested last year, which is the new Palio that you see now in the screen. This is an updated result. The Jeep Renegade was also tested in this opportunity, and the Cherry IQ, or also known as the new QQ, it's also tested in this presentation. As we mentioned, the Fiat New Palio, it's an update. The car has been receiving a certain upgrades in equipment. The car that we are rating is the one made in Argentina and Brazil, the Jeep Renegade made in Brazil, and the Cherry IQ made in China. We'll first go for the results of the updated car, which is the Fiat New Palio, that after adding seatbelt reminders in the front and also updating child safety items, the car now has 4 stars in adult occupant protection and 3 stars in child occupant protection. Regarding the Jeep Renegade, the car achieved 5 stars in adults and 5 stars in child occupant protection, joining the very exclusive club of 5-star cars. As you can see, the protection level is really good. The performance of the car, of the body shell, it's stable. In the crash test at 64 kilometers an hour, it's a good performance. Also, the airbag deployment of the airbags on time and pretensioners working, seatbelts and pretensioners working in a good combination. Also, with linked with the steering column collapse system, offered a very good protection for the driver side. In the same case was for the passenger side. Also, good protection offered by the pretensioners, seatbelts and airbags, as you can see it now in the pictures. The car is produced in Brazil, as it was explained, and the vehicle that we tested in the most basic version offers only 2 airbags in the front, and of course ISOFIX, as you can see it now. The dummy of 18 months old is well supported in the child seat in an ISOFIX anchored system. Also, the child of 3-year-old is presenting a very good performance, very good capacity of from the child seat to properly protect the child seat in the front crash, and of course the structure, as it was mentioned earlier in the presentation. Here we see the side impact test of this model that it's required for the 5-star. This is United Nations Regulation 95 standard side movable barrier impact test. The energy absorption in the lower part of the car was really good, and the energy that managed to get up to the head kept the parameters and the biomechanical readings way in a comfortable zone, lower than the maximum allowed values in the Regulation 95 test. As explained, good result for this vehicle. The Cherry IQ, or the new QQ, 0 stars for adults, 0 stars for child occupant protection, red head, red chest and orange neck for the driver. The car with no airbags and an unstable structure, as you can see in the videos. The head of the driver hits the steering wheel, and the chest hits the steering column and steering wheel as well. Both of these situations, both of these readings put the car, the readings of the driver in over the limits, over the allowed limits, and this actually brought the capping and the 0 stars for the adult occupant protection. For the child occupant protection, we are now going to explain that the manufacturer did not recommend the child seat, so LatinNCAP had to choose those child seats, and in that condition that it's described in the protocol, unfortunately the manufacturer didn't receive points for dynamic testing. Here we see the P3, the dummy 3-year-old, sorry, the Q3 3-year-old in the frontal crash, exceeding the maximum distance that is allowed, and the 18 months child also with an offering an exposed head after the rotation and movement of the child seat. The vehicle got 0 stars for adults, 0 stars for child occupant protection, and an unstable structure during the test. Summary of results: the Fiat New Palio was an updated result from last year's car, and it's a 4-star adult, 3 stars child occupant protection, updated after changes like the seatbelt reminder in the front, which offers for the driver more points, and in the case of the child, improved instructions and signaling for the consumers to properly install the child seats. In the case of the Jeep Renegade, as explained, is a new vehicle recently launched in the market, produced in Brazil, 5 stars for adults and 5 stars for child occupant protection, joining the very exclusive club of 5 stars cars, I mean both occupants. This is the first vehicle that LatinNCAP tested with already I-size marking inside. It's a car that is I-size approved. I-size is a new technology based in a new, of course, regulation and new parameters for installation of child seats, allowing much better protection and much better performance. Finally, the Cherry IQ, also known as the new QQ, no airbags, and the car was rated 0 stars for adults and 0 stars for child occupant protection. This is the end of the presentation of this second part of the phase 6 results. We are going to, as explained in the beginning, we are going to present 6 different sets of results. This is the second one. Before ending the presentation, before finishing our presentation of today, we remind you that you can access our website and leave us your message, your comments and questions. We are going to make our best to come back to you as soon as possible. It's also important to acknowledge the main supporters in this phase of LatinNCAP, and us from this phase in LatinNCAP, which is Global NCAP, Bloomberg Philanthropies, the IDB, the Inter-American Development Bank, and ICRT, International Consumer Research and Testing. Thank you very much for staying with us, and we see you in the next presentation of results.